Boxing is on fire right now. It's on fire. Look, another good matchup is confirmed today. It's not being announced till Wednesday, is what they're saying. But Showtime confirmed that Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz will fight November 4th on Showtime in at the Barclay Center in New York, in Brooklyn. And see, this is what happens, man. When boxing makes good fights, people pay attention, and this is a beautiful fight. And what's good about it as well is Danny Jacobs is returning on the same card reportedly, so he'll fight on this card as well. Stavern took some step aside money. He's going to be fighting Dominic Brazil earlier in the night, but with this main event, with Danny Jacobs returning as well, hopefully they scrape up a decent opponent for him. Right now, it's just announced that it's TBA, which could mean anything. I'm sure it'll be just a stay busy fight, but hopefully they can get somebody with a pulse to fight Danny Jacobs, and this can turn into a decent card on that night. But this for the WBC heavyweight title, and it's good to have meaningful heavyweight fights again, man. It's good. It's heating up. Another good fight. You have Anthony Joshua fighting Kubrat Pulev as well later this year. So that's two fights facing four of the top 5 or 6 guys in the heavyweight division. Now, as far as these two guys go, they've been inactive. Deontay Wilder last fought in February, so this is only a second, which fighting 2 times in a year is normal, but I'm going to have a bit of ring rust. Hasn't fought since February against an overmatched Gerald Washington. Luis Ortiz hasn't fought since last year. His first time fighting in this calendar year. Hasn't fought since, I believe, December. Maybe November or December. I think December was his last fight. And if you look at their resumes, they don't have really great wins. For Deontay Wilder, his biggest win, it was a good win against Romani Stavern, where he went 12 rounds. Not too many people expected that fight to go 12 rounds. And if it did, people were expecting Stavern to win, and that didn't happen. Wilder fought with good stamina in that fight, worked behind the jab, and fought a good fight. That's his biggest win to date. But since then, he's fought Spilka, he's fought Areola, and Gerald Washington. So not big names since then. And the same thing with Luis Ortiz, his biggest win against Brian Jennings, fought faded Tony Thompson. I think he beat Coyote. What was that, years ago? I think 3 or 4 years ago. Latif Coyote, Monty Barrett years ago, washed up Monty Barrett. So not too many big names on his resume either. So it's tough to say these guys really are until they start getting in there with each other, and we're going to start to get things figured out. We're starting to get things figured out with the guys like Anthony Joshua, who just beat Klitschko, so he's legit. And if he follows that up with Pulev, then you're like, okay, this guy's really legit. And he's already a star, selling out a soccer stadium, 70,000 plus. So he's already a star. He's a legit talent. So if Wilder and Ortiz face off against each other, which it looks like is going to happen November 4th, confirmed. So we're going to get things figured out there as well. Will Deontay Wilder be able to handle an Ortiz who is a versatile fighter, a southpaw? Will Ortiz be able to handle Wilder's powerful fighter? Obviously, the biggest puncher he's going to face up to this point, and probably at all in the heavyweight division. So we're going to get things figured out here, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing to see. So as far as the matchup goes, I'll talk. We have plenty of time to talk about that within the next couple of months. I just wanted to talk more of this fight being confirmed and how hot boxing is right now, because just look at this matchup. Like I said, I was talking about Joshua and Pulev, and then you looked at Kovalev versus Ward, and Golovkin versus Canelo, and then you got Lomachenko versus Rigo in December. So you have all of these fights happening between fighters that are at the top of the division, 1 versus 2, or 1 versus 3, or 2 versus 3, or 3 versus 4. You're having the top guys in the divisions start to work these things out, and it's good to see. It's refreshing to see. Boxing has been a little dormant as far as that goes in the past recent years, but it's heating up now in 2017. You're starting to see guys at the top try to take risks and daring to be great and going for that pound for pound list and trying to be the guy, the face of boxing. So you got a bunch of guys going for that title, and it's good to see, man. It's good to see. So what y'all think about this fight, the matchup, who y'all think is going to win, and just all together, what you think about boxing right now and how hot it is. I'm out. Peace.